please make sure your phone is silent and put it away. We do not want to see your phones. We want you to give 100% of your attention to Christen up here and be respectful of Christen. So in my speech class, they have to write an 8 to 15 minute speech. We call them Red Talks. They're modeled after the popular TED Talks. It's in an area where they feel like they have something to share. They're confident, they feel like they're an expert, or they're passionate about the topic. And today is something we can all relate to, procrastination. But I think you're going to kind of hear a different spin. And I was telling Christen when she was doing the run-throughs, it's kind of the most in-depth look at procrastination that I've ever seen. Because we always just hear things about it, we all do it, we all know it, but it goes pretty in-depth. So I'm excited for you to hear it. We'll take a few questions when she is finished, so if you have one, we'd love to hear it. And without any further ado, I'd like to welcome PCHS Junior Christen Sayre.
The last month, the last week, the last day, the last second. Once upon a time, I got an 83 on an essay I wrote weeks before it was due. You may have guessed, but I wrote an essay the night before it was due, and I got a 97 on it. We can't hide the fact that us high school and college-age students are master procrastinators. Some master manipulators, but I won't call you out twice in one talk. You know it, I know it, and especially our teachers and professors know it. But why do we do it? Why do we feel like it makes our essays, speeches, or even plain homework assignments better? By a show of hands, how many of you have procrastinated an assignment in the last 8 months we've been in school? How many of you have done this in the last month and the last week? All right, last question. How many of you think it made your assignment better waiting until the last second? All right, there's a few hands. I know that's the case for me. I've been procrastinating writing this talk until last night. I actually finished it last night. So you know, procrastination is everywhere amongst high school and college students, and many would beg to differ that it makes the world go round. But why do we procrastinate? Even though procrastination results in last-minute stress, we as humans are wired to do it. Almost every time we procrastinate something, it's because we have an influx of things added to our to-do list and cannot handle all of them. Over 30% of procrastination is caused by low self-esteem. It is caused by stress. Now let's be real. And I'm not talking about the selfie. I mean, let's talk about why you are a part of that 30%, because I know I am. Most of the time, I procrastinate because I have various assignments I need to complete, but don't feel like I have the resources to finish all of them. This is where low self-esteem plays a huge role in procrastination skills, or lack thereof. We were born with low self-esteem. 85% of the world's population suffers from low self-esteem. It takes a huge toll on not only high school and college students, but everyone. There have been points in my life where I have simply not done something because I procrastinated, then got a huge workload of assignments, then felt like I couldn't finish all of them, and then didn't. Going further into my talk, I'm going to give insight on how to procrastinate in a positive sense, as well as give you tools and resources to use them in a pinch to complete an assignment. Now I want you to raise your hand if you know who the Dalai Lama is. All right, for those of you that don't know, I really don't know what to tell you, it's kind of self-explanatory. This is from the spiritual leader himself. Only in the face of a difficult challenge or urgent deadlines would I study and work without laziness. Now let me tell you about the Dalai Lama's credibility. He went to school to gain his doctorate in Buddhist philosophy. He is the leader of many people and trusted in schools to teach them about their values. Now at this point, I'd say he's a pretty credible source. So you see, even the most put-together people procrastinate too. It's not just you. Procrastination provides a huge tool on how to be getting better grades in school. Waiting until the last second to complete an assignment provides more time to think about the assignment, so you can simply get your grades up and go to the media center for study hall. Now, the thing about this tactic is, all you need to be doing to work on your procrastination is thinking about the assignment. Many master procrastinators think profusely about what they are going to do before they execute it. Waiting until the last second gives you so much more time to think. You already know what you're going to do when it comes to that 24 hours before an assignment's due, or the hour before we're not judging. From Harvard University students, it gives you more time to consider divergent ideas, to think in nonlinear ways, and make unexpected leaps. Now this is for all my organized procrastinators in the audience. I'm with you. If you're the type of person to wait until the last second, but are still able to keep a level of organization and have a need to succeed on assignments, here's a tip I think would be great for you. On the first day an essay is assigned, spend an hour working at it and write down some initial thoughts on the topic. You can also work on your rough draft and knock that out early. Then start thinking of some ideas to make it better and jot them down. Then when it comes to the final time, complete your final draft. However, another thing that's great for organized procrastinators is Eisenhower's urgent important principle. This is a very popular term, but for those of you that don't know what it is, it's the idea of making a to-do list that helps you prioritize tasks by urgency and importance. Eisenhower once said, "I have two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent." I want you to keep this in the back of your mind next time you get stressed at school or work, and really think about what should be done first. For example, if you have two assignments to do, one being a smaller assignment due in 2 days, the other being a bigger project due in 2 weeks, you want to get the smaller assignment that's due sooner out of the way before tackling the presentation. Forgetting smaller assignments is easy. This is why we should be prioritizing them. From the famous essay on procrastination written by John Perry, structured procrastination means shaping the structure of the tasks one has to do in a way that exploits this fact. The list of tasks one has in mind will be ordered by importance. Tasks that seem the most urgent and important are on top, but there are also worthwhile tasks to perform lower down on the list. The denotation definition of structured procrastination is shaping the structure of the tasks. However, the connotation means so much more. Being able to find and build that structure is hugely difficult, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's not for everyone. Not everyone can do it. Structured procrastination takes a certain type of procrastinator, someone that procrastinates but is also able to finish their assignments well and on time. My biggest piece of advice to give to those who plan to use structured procrastination: make sure you are clear and concise in your assignments. Being sloppy shows that you waited until the last second, while you want to look organized and seemingly well put together. Structured procrastination is also a great tool when you know how to use it properly. While organized procrastination and structured procrastination are great tools, some, but really I mean most of us, are not organized. I'm not judging or anything, but I see when y'all simply shove your assignments in your backpack. For those of you that are repeat offenders of the no folder offense, keep listening. You might not believe me when I tell you TikTok is really a procrastinator's dream. My mom and stepdad sure as heck didn't. Finally got my phone back after that one. Now for the next minute or so, I'm going to gaslight you into believing that TikTok is a procrastinator's dream. For those adults in the room, TikTok is a creative outlet for users to post short videos, singing, dancing, projecting advice, and even teaching others. Okay, now that we're all familiar with TikTok, let's talk about how it can benefit your procrastination habits. Earlier I mentioned that TikTok is a creative outlet perfect for those moments when you don't know what to write, read, or even say. TikTok is a form of procrastination that gets you out of the dark place of not knowing what to do. We all have those times where we wait until the last second to do a project and don't know what to do. Hopping on a TikTok is a great way to find ideas and inspiration. When I did my forensics diorama project, I didn't even know how to begin the assignment. Like, not a single clue. I was short on time trying to finish my project, and at the last second, that's when it clicked in my mind to take it to TikTok. I thought to myself, surely someone on TikTok has done the same project as me. And man, was I right. Not hundreds, but thousands of videos appeared, showing how they meticulously put together a difficult project. And not to brag or anything, but Haley and I's project was maybe the best one. Anyway, TikTok is once again one of the best outlets for procrastination. I would say it's a blessing in disguise because no one really realizes just how positive it can be in your schooling career. And I know this whole talk has been aimed at school-related procrastination. However, here are some examples of things we procrastinate in our everyday lifestyle. Snoozing your alarm in the morning, sitting in the parking lot until 7:29 waiting to go into school, and even waiting to fold the towels your mom told you to fold before she got home and all of a sudden she's pulling in the driveway. Now, if I haven't proved to you that procrastination is in our everyday lives, I think I'm doing something wrong. Moving forward, can anyone tell me what the amygdala is?
Sounds like a body part.
Yep, you're right. It's the part of your brain that processes fearful or threatening stimuli. You might be wondering how this relates to procrastination. Anything stress-inducing can result in threatening stimuli that attacks the amygdala and sends in your fight or flight response. Procrastination is something that can result in an attack on the amygdala and furthermore result in stress and anxiety. This is why I hope you leave here today with a better view on how to manage your procrastination efforts. We cannot get rid of procrastination, but we can improve our procrastination skills, resulting in a better stress-free you. In order to positively procrastinate, you need to know how to use it properly. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Everyone knows you procrastinate. Not a single person can hide the fact that they procrastinate, because we all do it. Always remember that everyone has a different view on how to manage their procrastination skills, and everyone's minds work differently. Some might think, no way will I ever use organized procrastination, and others might be thinking the complete opposite. You need to discover what works best for you, whether it's scrolling on TikTok or Eisenhower's urgent important principle. After listening to me talk for the last several minutes, how will you positively procrastinate? Thank you.
Great job, Christen. Any questions from the audience for Christen? So I was listening to your talk and I was thinking, all right, so you had organized procrastination, doing a little bit early, and then waiting for some at the end. Is that truly procrastination then, if you're really doing an hour worth of work on something far in advance?
Yes, because you're starting it early and finishing it at the last second. So I'd say it's still procrastination.
Okay, because you talked at the beginning, you finished this up late last night. We saw a run through a week ago of this. So you're talking like polishing it?
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. Other questions? Come on, don't be shy. Yes?
Do you plan to continue procrastinating?
Yeah, probably, I would say.
Raise your hand if you don't procrastinate. Okay, that's what I figured. Raise your hand if you do your best work at the last minute. Okay, interesting. So it is a positive thing, because everybody does it. We do our best work. All right, any other questions from the audience? We'd love to hear one more. This group up here looks like you have a question. Anybody? Kenna? Okay. All right, so guys, thank you so much for coming. We only have 2 left. Tomorrow, Bella Terry's going to go. She's a